Hello again. This is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 49 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be February 18th if you are starting at the new year. This is the beginning of chapter 7 and is called The Last Step. The creative power of God and her creations is limitless, but they are not in reciprocal relationship. You communicate fully with God as she does with you. This is an ongoing process in which you share, and because you share it, you are inspired to create like God. Yet in creation, you are not in a reciprocal relation to God, since she created you, but you did not create her. I have already told you that only in this respect your creative power differs from hers. Even in this world, there is a parallel. Parents give birth to children, but children do not give birth to parents. They do, however, give birth to their children, and thus give birth as their parents do. If you created God and she created you, the realm could not increase through its own creative thought. Creation would therefore be limited, and you would not be co-creator with God. As God's creative thought proceeds from her to you, so must your creative thought proceed from you to your creations. Only in this way can all creative power extend outward. God's accomplishments are not yours, but yours are like hers. She created the childship, and you increase it. You have the power to add to the realm, though not to add to the creator of the realm. You claim this power when you become vigilant only for God and her realm. By accepting this power as yours, you have learned to remember what you are. Your creations belong in you as you belong in God. You are part of God as your children are part of her children. To create is to love. Love extends outward simply because it cannot be contained. Being limitless, it does not stop. It creates forever, but not in time. God's creations have always been, and you can create only as God creates. Eternity is yours because she created you eternal. The ego, on the other hand, always demands reciprocal rights, because it is competitive rather than loving. It is always willing to strike a bargain, but it cannot understand that to be like another means that no bargains are possible. To gain, you must give, not bargain. To bargain is to limit giving, and this is not God's will. To will with God is to create like her. God does not limit her gifts in any way. You are her gifts, and so your gifts must be like hers. Your gifts to the realm must be like her gifts to you. I gave only love to the realm because I believed that was what I was. What you believe you are determines your gifts. And if God created you by extending herself as you, you can only extend yourself as she did. Only joy increases forever, since joy and eternity are inseparable. God extends outwards, beyond limits and beyond time. And you who are co-creator with her extend her realm forever and beyond limit. Eternity is the indelible stamp of creation. The eternal are in peace and joy forever. To think like God is to share her certainty of what you are. And to create like her is to share the perfect love she shares with you. To this, the Holy Spirit leads you, that your joy may be complete, because the realm of God is whole. I have said that the last step in the reawakening of knowledge is taken by God. This is true, but it is hard to explain in words because words are symbols, and nothing that is true need be explained. However, the Holy Spirit has the task of translating the useless into the useful, the meaningless into the meaningful, and the temporary into the timeless. She can therefore tell you something about this last step. God does not take steps because her accomplishments are not gradual. She does not teach because her creations are changeless. She does nothing last because she created first and for always. It must be understood that the word first, as applied to her, is not a time concept. She is first in the sense that she is the first in the Holy Trinity itself. She is the prime creator because she created her co-creators. Because she did, time applies neither to her nor to what she created. The last step that God will take was therefore true in the beginning, is true now, and will be true forever. What is timeless is always there, because its being is eternally changeless. It does not change by increase, because it was forever created to increase. If you perceive it as not increasing, you do not know what it is. You also do not know who created it. God does not reveal this to you because it was never hidden. Her light was never obscured because it is her will to share it. How can what is fully shared be withheld and then revealed? All right, on to lesson 49. God's voice speaks to me all through the day. It is quite possible to listen to God's voice all through the day without interrupting your regular activities in any way. The part of your mind in which truth abides is in constant communication with God, whether you are aware of it or not. It is the other part of your mind that functions in the world and obeys the world's laws. It is this part that is constantly distracted, disorganized, and highly uncertain. The part that is listening to the voice for God is calm, always at rest, and wholly certain. It is really the only part there is. The other part is a wild illusion, frantic and distraught, but without reality of any kind. Try today not to listen to it. Try to identify with the part of your mind where stillness and peace reign forever. Try to hear God's voice call to you lovingly, reminding you that your Creator has not forgotten her child. We will need at least 4 5-minute practice periods today, and more if possible. We will try actually to hear God's voice, reminding you of her and of yourself. We will approach this happiest and holiest of thoughts with confidence, knowing that in doing so, we are joining our will with the will of God. She wants you to hear her voice. She gave it to you to be heard. Listen in deep silence. Be very still and open your mind. Go past all the raucous shrieks and sick imaginings that cover your real thoughts and obscure your eternal link with God. Sink deep into the peace that waits for you beyond the frantic, riotous thoughts and sights and sounds of this insane world. You do not live here. We are trying to reach your real home. We are trying to reach the place where you are truly welcome. We are trying to reach God. Do not forget to repeat today's idea very frequently. Do so with your eyes open when necessary, but closed when possible. And be sure to sit quietly and repeat the idea for today whenever you can, closing your eyes on the world and realizing that you are inviting God's voice to speak to you. And again, the idea is God's voice speaks to me all throughout the day. All right, happy practicing.